everything we do. Anybody want to take a stab at what my research topic is going to be before I click to the next slide where you'll see it? No. It has something to do with technology. All right, let's go right for it. E-learning systems in higher education. So when we think of e-learning systems, what am I talking about, class?
The online classes this time.
Online. And if I were to ask the audience, out of 4,000 or 5,000 universities, give me a percentage. How many universities, minus 4,000 or 5,000 universities of higher learning, how many, what's the percentage that they have some form, either pure online or some blend, a hybrid of traditional, like this is a traditional lecture course, right? But Dr. Dustin uses the blackboard, etc. So that's somewhat of a blend. We can use technology for the additional resources, right? So back to my question I'm posing. What is a percentage? Out of the 5,000, what's the percentage that uses some blend of online course offerings on their campus? Just shoot me a random number. Whoa, that's what they're striving to. Trust me, in a few years, close, 67%. But think about this. Think about this. This is the age of, now this generation is blended, okay? We have Generation X, we have Generation Y, Baby Boomer, Generation, etc. But the generation that is born today, we can see this is the age of technology. This generation that is Generation X and Generation Y, they have grown with the technology, okay? So the background on the issue in my research paper that I want to explore is e-learning, online course offerings. At Southern University, does Southern University have an e-learning focus? I need to see everybody's hand raised. You know why? Because this is the QEP for Southern. In their SACS accreditation, their whole focus, which they said to SACS, is we're going to focus on e-learning. When you come back in another 5 years to evaluate Southern, we're going to put a whole bunch of resources behind online learning. So we see colleges across America are introducing e-learning systems. Our research paper, we know we had to deal with some management information system. Now the biggest information systems with online courses are called CMS, Course Management Systems. Southern University, Dillard University, Xavier University, University of New Orleans, Delgado, Nunez, they're spending big money with different course management system platforms. Why? Why is that? What does my next statement read? And so the theme of that, the hidden word, one word in that is competition. Let's strike competition away. If I'm Southern University and then I'm not getting on board with this CMS program, course management systems, in another university across the street, say Dillard University is, who has more options to present that either a traditional student or non-traditional? The one that's getting on board with e-learning, right?
Yeah.
So most colleges have implemented Blackboard. We all familiar with Blackboard. This is a great tool. Blackboard allows you to have resources, check your syllabus, check your homework, share information, etc. We spoke about technological natives. These are children, when I say children, like my kids, my daughters, they grew up with cell phones, laptops. Can any of us remember in the first grade using a laptop in class? You go to the school system now, RSD or MGIS, they have them. Can you remember using that? No, right? So if you have 99% for the first graders using laptops and with this technology is e-learning systems, online learning courses. Where we headed? True. Next slide. I gave you the first bullet. This is the online e-learning courses, just percentages, just data that's good to share. 67%, we see that. 21 of the degrees are awarded online. How many of us are familiar with Scranton University? They're very competitive. Let me tell you who they steal a lot of students from. This university.
It's expensive.
It's expensive, true, but you have as a working, and I classify everyone in this class as non-traditional students, meaning that you're not the traditional right out of high school, and some of us are, okay, but the majority of us, we're working or we're adults and we have some form of a balance with work, life, school, right? So anybody else can call out any other online, purely online universities? Phoenix, well, that's a good
What about this one?
for-profit
What about
school.
this one?
The beauty with them is they blend it really well. They'll have majority, University of Phoenix will have majority of their course cohort with the online component, but they'll do the study
What was the
groups,
name of this
which is
school?
a beautiful blend. If you were to ask all 5,000 presidents and senior cabinet members, they love the blend component. No one wants to erase the traditional, right? This face-to-face time is great. There's challenges and opportunities in both the online platform of education and the traditional. We're going to get to that in the next slide. So this is just some data right here. So the challenges. Here are some of our challenges. If I were the president of a university, but I knew better to invest in online education components or the course management systems. Networking, that's a typo, okay? So network instruction costs, okay? The setup of that cost is a lot. I mean, if I want to truly dedicate my university to providing online courses, it is going to cost a good bit of my budget to have true dedication. You know why? Because now I'm going to have labs. Now I'm going to have IT professionals to service that. Now I'm going to have trainers to not only train the professors, but to train the students how to learn on the online system. That type of, and Dr. Dustin can share, but that type of pedagogy is different. If you want to teach in a traditional format, sure, but now if you want to teach in an online format, you should be properly trained how to do that. So professors need to be trained. Computer equipment is needed. The response between the response exchange between teacher and student. I'm right here in the moment. We all are in the moment. If I had a question, I'm asking Dr. Dustin right now. I want to draw back one challenge with the online piece. Is if I have a question, I have to email that question, and then I have to wait for a response. Now keep in mind, they're synchronized online platforms. When I say synchronized, there's that streaming, when you do a tutorial and you see the professor, you Skype them in. So real time. That's right. Synchronized, real time. Okay, so there is that component. But for the most part, these online classes, all of us will submit our paper. All of us will go on the website and look at each other's paper. The professor grades the paper. The professor gives us the next content. So there is a somewhat disconnect to face-to-face time, okay? Power outages and shutdowns. I remember Dr. Dustin alluded to that in the beginning of the course. He said, don't email me. I don't want to hear if your computer got shut down or your email had a virus, right? Those things happen in the online platform. Can you unplug me right now? No, right? So this is a traditional course model. Can you unplug Dr. Dustin? No. This is going to go on until class ends, right? Let's say my computer shuts down, or say I don't quickly touch this. We've seen what happens on the online component, right? Mm-hmm. You have the potential, you have the challenge of server shutdown. That's a challenge. That's a real issue. The next one, opportunities. I always say with virtual anything, online anything, technology anything, you have virtual classes, 24